Breaking down a Q-Jet real quick. Like to take a drill bit, one size smaller than the roll pin, run it through the hole here, punch that roll pin out. You don't want to drive the roll pin up against the air horn wall here. Try to leave about a 1/16 of an inch, then the arm will pop out of there. I already popped out the arm, took the linkage off, got my center screws out, got all my other screws out. I actually started a different video, but this screw right here on the choke housing, I couldn't get out. I've been monkeying with it for the last 15 minutes. Finally got it to break free. There's a screw in the center of the coil here, or off. I don't think it goes to the center of the coil. It's actually offset a little bit, but we got to get to that to take the choker out off here so we can slip the top plate off. That's all right there. Somebody's replaced these two screws. Somebody's been in here and monkeyed around before. Nice little coil down inside your housing for your choke. There should be a screw. Yep, it's not the one in the center. It's gonna be this top one up here. Undo that and it'll slide out. Get that out of there. You can see the threads right there turning. Get that off there. I always just kind of try to make sure the little choke and the fast idle cam arms pull out with it. And this screw up here, what started that is this screw up here. I couldn't get it out. It's trying to strip out. So that took the little ear off down inside here. It fell down inside there. So now this rod will pull straight off of the top plate. At least it should. I forgot to take these secondary metering needles out. It's a little tiny screw right there on the hanger. You can calibrate that. The hangers have a letter code on them. A is richer and Z is leaner. That determines how far it pulls the secondary metering needles up out of the jets in there. So you can change your secondary calibration with your needles and with the hanger. Get a different letter coded hanger. It'll come up out of there. This is still hooking here. I was hoping that, I'm not sure what it would be hooking on. There's nothing in there but a little ear that the other end of the butterfly rod sticks on. It won't shut or close all the way, so I know it's hanging up on that. Like I said, there's not much to hang up in there. But it sure is hanging in there. It's got to be hanging on that ear. There we go. That's wanting to come out now. There we go. Yeah, so be careful on your top plate here. I still got the two screws in the center. There's a screw by that little hole, a screw by the hole on the other side. So when I flip this over, the screws are going to drop out. And make sure you don't lose those. Put them with all your other screws. We're missing, should be another rod. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be another rod. So we're going to have to look for that real quick. Usually if you just take these and then push them down and let go, it'll pop the little housing out there that holds that in. Let's see if I can take my pocket knife here. Not too worried about that gasket, but I like to pull them up through there. Might have to let it come up with the. This looked like it hadn't been messed with inside. It had all the original screws, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. Sometimes people get in them and just mess them up bad. That should pull out now. With the gasket, I'll take the primary metering needles. I'll take those out of the gasket here when I'm done. But we've got, you can see the hole right there. There it is. Somebody has had this apart, because here's that other rod that should be in the throttle plate. It's clear over here. It could have came out, I guess, when I pulled it off, but chances of it ending up there kind of slim. But yeah, these are the draft tubes. I've done a couple videos on that, the earlier videos. So, and actually I don't think these ones are the draft tubes, it's these ones here. So when you floor it and the secondary butterflies open up, as the butterflies open up, creates vacuum over here, it'll draw fuel up these inner tubes out of the fuel bowl to help smooth that transition. I got a couple videos on that if you go back a while, but that's cool. We found the rod. I'll take a piece of plastic or wood and just lightly tap it back in there. That'll hold that back in there. Everything else in here looks like it's probably factory. I was really hoping nobody had messed with it. I said sometimes people get in them and you just don't know what they've done to them. Get that out of there. I'm just going to drop that over that real quick. That's looking pretty good. Take your little hanger here. Just lift that up. That's what your float hangs on. Let's set that over here real quick. I've done a video on that before too. That float. You can see this float doesn't have two holes in the tab there. You can see a little spring though. That spring, the little wire clip for the needle, it always goes on the front on a half moon there. It's not very much of a moon here, but I did a whole video on just how to put the needle on your float and your Q-jet. So a lot of times there's a hole left or right of where that little wire clip is. Don't put it in that hole. It makes it drag and it makes it flood. It goes to the front off that little high spot or half moon right there. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up in here with our tray of parts. Get the accelerator pump spring out. There was, and that's not a, well, I know it was, there it is. There's the accelerator pump. Spring goes underneath that. Want to make sure and get your little power piston spring out. That's what changes you from cruise mode, or it'll stage you from cruise mode or power mode. There it went. Put that in our little magnetic tray so it don't fall out. And then you want to take your, this is your seat for your needle and seat. It's got a little slot on each side there. You can usually catch one side, get it to come loose. I got the kit and everything already for it. I like the brass float, so it's going to get a brass float. So there's your seat that your needle goes in and out, lets the gas in. And just for grins, while I'm in here, I'm going to see if these jets will pop loose. Probably going to leave it stock for now. Yeah, that one popped loose. But I'd like to know what numbers they are in case I want to lean it out for altitude. Hopefully the other one breaks loose too. Ah, yeah, it broke loose too. So that's cool. I ran the numbers on this. It said it's off a 350 or a 400, and it's going on a 400. So I went one jet, not the other one. There's our other jet. Part of the gasket here. This little guy here is a little washer that goes underneath the seat part where the needle goes. That'll be in the kit. Lift that baby and see if we can see what it is. I'll be able to see it better on the phone. Zoom in a little better. I'm going to screenshot that on my phone real quick.